everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to make a necklace using products from the October 2021 edition of the Bargain Bead Box. So our encouraging word for today is Proverbs 3:13 and 14. It says, "Joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for wisdom is more profitable than silver." So that is a great proverb right there. And I will show you what you're going to need for this necklace. So I've got a length of Coriana chain here. This is available on my website in lots of different colors. And let's see how much I have. I didn't measure it. I just held it up to me. So I've got about probably 25 inches of it. Okay. So 25 inches of Coriana chain. I have got 2 clamshell covers and 2 Bead Smith 2x2 crimp tubes. I have a few jump rings in various sizes, not sure exactly what I'm going to use there, so I just pulled out several. I have all of the Mookite chips from the Bargain Bead Box this month. Well, I say all of them, I don't really mean all of them. I've saved some out, some bigger ones for a different necklace, like these bigger ones right here, and then some for the earrings to match this, but I have a bunch of them here, okay? I have the little spacer beads from the Bargain Bead Box this month. The little, I think they call these braided spacers. I have the peacock, iris peacock. I can't remember what these were called either. Bicones, but anyway, not the gold bicones, the other strand. I have a very long head pin, and I'm going to try to use this for my middle piece. If I don't have enough room, I may end up having to get a piece of wire out of my stash, but this is the longest head pin that I had, and I really need it to be an eye pin, so I'm going to have to make a loop here, so not sure it's going to be long enough. I don't think I have any longer ones, but I don't think these are longer. They are not. They are shorter. I have some in antique bronze that are longer, but I don't really want to use antique bronze. So I may end up pulling a little bit of wire out of my stash. If I do, I would use a 20 gauge gold wire, but we'll figure that out here in just a minute. I have one of the toggle clasps from the Bargain Bead Box this month. I have the leaf pendant, the larger leaf pendant, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the little leaf charms, okay? So if you're not familiar with Bargain Bead Box, it is a monthly beading subscription service, $17.98 a month. They deliver this wonderful box straight to your door. I have a whole playlist of unboxings. I've been unboxing for them for several years, so if you want to check that out, you can. But if you subscribe, I have a coupon code. It is Wendy2, and if you use that code, it will get you $2 off of your first box. Or if you don't want to subscribe and you just want to shop in their store, because they do have a sister store as well, it will get you $2 off of your first purchase in their store. Now, when you subscribe to their box, though, you get a 30% off coupon to use in their store, and you can use that over and over and over as many times as you want. So you could subscribe using my coupon and then use their coupon in the store and get yourself some pretty good deals. I actually have an order coming from their sister store today that I'm going to film. And I'm noticing that this Coriana chain has got a length that's kind of messed up here. Sometimes these will just pop back in if they're not. If it's a broken length, though, let me try to, yeah, it seems like it's okay. It's just not, it's popped weird. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use it anyway, just because this is probably, I may end up cutting that bit off. But anyway, okay, so get your stuff together, whatever you need to make this bracelet. You can use whatever you've got. You can use any chips. They don't have to be Mookite chips, obviously. You can use any gemstone chips or any chips. So grab your stuff, come on back, and we'll get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of, this is going to be kind of a statement piece. And actually, I neglected to pull out whatever I'm going to string these on. Do I want to string these on? Let me think for just a second. I kind of want to string these on something that will have some movement and not head pins. So hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided to forego the eye pin because I know I'm going to need more room than that on this. So I went ahead and got out a piece of 20 gauge wire. And we're just going to make our own gigantic eye pin. Okay, I've cut about 6 inches of it here, but I'm just going to run it through the wire straightener. And I want to, I guess I'm going to make dangles. I would like them to attach them with thread, but I don't want to have to fool with like a bunch of crimps and clamshell connectors and all that. So I'm just going to attach them with some eye pins and head pins, okay? So get some eye pins and head pins out. Get your wire as straight as you can get it. I'm having issues for some reason. Yeah, just straighten your wire out, straight as you can get it. And we're going to make an eye pin here, okay? And I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So let's take our pliers and bend this at 90 degrees, okay? And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to go not down to the very end where it's going to be really tiny, but kind of, I don't know, up about right here on my plier, just so it's not a super tiny loop, but not a big one either. And I'm going to go up and over, just like this, okay? So when you take your plier out, this is what you've got. I'm going to rotate my pliers to where they're up and down here now, and this is on like this, and I'm just going to bring it straight around, okay? So I have a nice little loop here. I'm going to grab the loop with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to take my other chain nose pliers and I'm going to wrap. And I'm going to try to make this fairly neat this time. Usually I don't make them really neat, but I kind of want it to be neat this time. So I'm just going to do about 3 wraps around. Okay, just in a nice little coil there. And then I'm going to trim this. And here's what we've got. Now you can take your pliers and tuck that little piece in if you need to. Right there. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the other end yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these mookaite chips, lay them out here, and I'm going to make some dangles. What I want, okay, is I want my big feather pendant in the middle, right here. And then I want these guys to kind of graduate up like this. Okay. So just like this. So what I need to figure out is the length that I need each one of these to be to make it hang like this, to make it look like this. Okay. So I'm going to take, let's see, I'm just going to take my chips, and I think I'm going to lay my chips out here. My chips and my bicones and my gold spacers. So on the first one here, I could do a chip, I could do a couple chips, a bicone, maybe another chip. So maybe 4 chips and a bicone. And what I want to do is kind of try to get them even. So like this size chip here, I want to kind of try to put one that size there. And that way, they're going to hang pretty much the same length. That's what I'm wanting. So let's see. Let me find another one that will work. And you've got, there's tons of chips, tons of sizes, okay? So just like that. So now if I take my eye pin and I go ahead and put this on, so say I put this chip on, the bicone, and this chip, that's what I've got. So I really want to add one more. Let me add another chip to it. Okay, right about there. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to top it with a metal spacer. Okay, so right about like that. Now I'm just going to lay this here. I'm not going to make the loop yet, and I'm going to do my other side. Actually, this Well, I don't know. I need to use the bigger one, I think, because I may do wrap loops on these too. Okay, so we've got a chip here, a chip here, a bicone, a chip. I need one more chip. Let's do this red one. And a spacer. And see, then if I put these side by side, they're not even. So I can tell I need to take this chip off and put a thinner chip on. So maybe this yellow one, and then the spacer. And that kind of helps me. You want to get them even as you can. They don't have to be perfect, but that's much better, okay? So there are my two outer ones. Now for my next one, same thing. And when I get down here, I'm going to have to connect, you know, a couple of head pins together, but I'm not going to do that right now. So let's see. We've got purple here, so let's do a pinkish one right there. Let's do a bicone, and then I'll go with this purple one. And some of them are kind of drilled on the edge, so you have to be a little careful. Actually, that's too close to that purple one, so I'm going to do a yellow one would be good there. I found a yellow one. Here's one. See how close that is drilled to the edge? I'm not sure I'm going to use that one because I don't want to take a chance that it would come off with somebody, you know, if I would sell this necklace or something. Okay, now maybe this purple. That one's kind of close too, but it seems better. Okay, and then I'm going to do another bicone and the spacer. So that would be, it's pretty even to the size of that one actually. I need to add another chip over here. Probably a fairly thick chip. Let's see about this yellow one here. Because I want this one to be longer. And then the spacer, that makes it a little bit longer. Not a whole lot though. So I may add, let's see, let's add another chip actually. How about this red one? Okay, and then the spacer, and then I'll look. I want to make sure that they hang staggered. Okay, that's better. That's going to make it longer than that one. See, I want my feathers to be graduating up and down here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this other side and try to get the same size chips if I can. So there's one. We'll do this bicone, then a flatter one. And I'm not matching up colors. It's not about the color really matching up. I mean, I don't want too much right side by side, but I'm not mirroring is what I'm saying, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, there's another one. Might need another thin one. Here we go, this white one, and then the bicone. Okay, and then a thicker. Okay, and then another thinner one. I've just got my chips over here to the side, and I'm just, you know, picking out the ones that look the best, and then the spacer. Okay, and that one looks pretty even to that one. So go ahead. Well, I guess I maybe should show these. I'm sorry, I was going to pause it and do them, but I think I'm going to have to connect, so I'll show these. So the next one, we need to hang right about here. And so we're probably going to have to connect two of these together unless we want to use wire, which I really don't want to. I just want to use the eye pins. So I will make the bottom one here. So let's see, let's do a white chip down here. And maybe this purple and yellow. Some of these mookaite chips are so pretty. Actually, let's do a bicone on the bottom. Let's do that. And then the white and the purple. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then I will do a red or maroon. Okay, and then let's do this chip right here. So now, if I keep filling this up, it's not going to be long enough. So I'm going to stop right here and create another smaller one on the top. So I'll grab another eye pin and I'll make these two connect. So on this next one, let's see, what do I have over here? I'll do this purple colored one. So these two will connect right here. I'll do a bicone, this yellowish one, and probably go ahead with a spacer, and that's probably enough for that side. Let's look and see. Yeah, because by the time those two connect together, okay, that's going to hang down. All right, so I need to do the same thing on the other side. So let's do the bicone first. And then get our bigger chunks in here. So here is a red one. Let's see, we'll do this white. Yellow might be good next. Okay, and one more. It's a pretty chunky one there. Okay, that looks good. And then I just want to make this one kind of match in size with that other one. So we'll go with this purple. Needs to be a little chunkier actually. Here's a purple. No, that one's not chunky either. This one is. Okay, there's a chunky one. And the bicone. Okay, and then maybe this orangey one. Okay, I may need another thin one on there. Let's try that little guy. That's probably pretty good. And our spacer. Now I want to hold these two up together. No, it's too tall with this one. So I'm going to have to take this piece off and put something thinner on. Maybe this one. And the spacer. So if I hold them side by side, you just want them to be pretty even. Still a little tall. Let me try a thinner bead. Thinner sliver over here. There's got to be one. Let's see. Okay, well maybe not. So maybe this bead isn't the best choice, and I'll take him off and find a chunkier one to put on here. Let's see, what do I have? That one's kind of chunky. So if I put that one on and then the spacer, whoops, that's pretty even. So those are those two. Okay, so we need another row, basically the same thing, you're just going to make it a little bit longer. So go ahead and make your next row and come right on back. Okay, so I've got all my little dangles made, and what I'm going to do now is, starting with the end one, I am going to do wrap loops. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this one at a 90-degree angle. Wrong pliers there. And up and over. Under, grab this and wrap. Now these I might do a little bit messier wraps. Mainly I'm just wrapping enough to where it's around the wire so it's secure. Okay, so let's take a look here. There it is. Now I'm going to put these directly on the wire, so actually I should have started over here. So let me do this one. I'm just going to hang them directly on the wire. I'm not going to fool with jump rings to hang them because I think they'll look just as good, just right on the wire. Okay. And I haven't done anything yet for my middle, for my leaf. I haven't decided yet. I want to wait till I get some of the others on and then kind of decide how I want that to look. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap. go ahead and cut this off. And I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to hang my leaf charm on the bottom. Of my dangle with the chips. Close this up really good. And this way I'm going to be able to see the length. When I put them on, I'm going to be able to see how long it is with the leaf charm attached, which is going to be important. So we want to do that. Go ahead and close that one up. Now I'm just going to take this guy, I'm going to put him right on here. Okay, just like this. Now, one thing that you can do is, I'm going to get them all on first, and then I'll twist my leaves to where I want them, to where I have them exactly how I want them hanging. I want them to be facing the front, but I'm not going to do that right now, because right now I'm just trying to get the length of everything and, you know, make sure that they look okay. And this one doesn't have a lot of room to wrap, but I think I can. Grab it and get it. If you can just get it around once, even, then, you know, you're good. As long as it's secure on there. I'm not going to come undone. Yeah, we're good with this one. Okay. Now I'm going to hang my leaf on. Whoops. Okay. And I'm going to put, now, I have to put some spacer beads in between on this. If I don't, then these are going to hang too close together. So I've got to decide, do I want one or two? Will these even go on this wire? They may be too small. No, they go. Okay. So do I want one spacer bead? I think I'm probably going to have to put two to get it far enough apart, because I want them hanging close together, but I don't want them so close that they're bumping into each other and not having room. So it looks like maybe 3 spacer beads between might actually be the best. So let's try that and see. Put it on. Yeah, see, they're still hanging very close. They're still almost touching. So I'm going to do the 3. So I'll do 3 in between each dangle. Okay, so we'll put 3 more on, and then let's do this next dangle. And if you find that some of your dangles are too short or too long, you can always add or remove a bead. That's one reason that I do them all before I don't make the loops. I do them all and kind of lay them side by side, then come back and make the loops, because you can just get a better gauge for how things are going to lay. Okay, so I'm just grabbing this, wrapping a couple of times, just like that. I'm going to trim it off. And that is the top half of that one, so I still have to do this bottom half. I'm going to add my leaf on before I do this, because I'm finding that when I'm wrapping it's getting kind of tight and it's a little hard to get the leaf on. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him on here, and then I won't have to worry about it. My plier handles are sticky because I've got resin on them. Now, let me look at this. So when this one hangs from here, it's going to be right about like that. And by the time I get the second loop done, yeah, it looks like it's going to be about right. I just want to measure them and make sure that they're going to lay right when I have them all hanging together. Oops. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get under the chip there with your wire. And just wrap a couple of times. And trim it down. Now this piece attaching to the other piece here, you can straighten your wire back up. So I'll just take this and just hook them together. If you want to use jump rings, you can. I just don't really want to. I want to try to just minimize the amount of jump rings that I have hanging. So just close that up good. Okay, so let's pick this up and see how it's going to look. That's pretty good. Okay, so go ahead, do 3 spacers. If you're using these spacers like I am, you would want to do 3 in between each one. You know, if not, just use your own judgment on to what is best and how far apart you want them spaced. But I think 3 spacers in between each one is doing pretty good for me. So go ahead and attach the rest, leave your big leaf off. Just go ahead and attach this side and then come back and we'll work on the big leaf. So just finish this side until you get to the big leaf. Okay, so I've got these done and I've kind of laid this aside, just the other ones aside, just so I can see how I want this to hang. So I know I need my 3 spacers next after this last dangle. And now we're going to do the big leaf here in the middle. And I actually may need to put in another spacer. I think I am going to do 4 spacers because the leaf is kind of wide. Okay, now, how do I want to do this? This is what I have to decide. So I've got my eye pins here. And I think I'm just going to do, just kind of like I've been doing, I just want this leaf to hang down, actually right about there would be good. So I'm going to do a bicone and then several of my chips. Let's see. And I've got my chips. I know they're off screen over here, but you don't really need to see that. Okay, and another bicone. I may just go all the way up with this, actually. I mean, I'm not going to have enough to make a wrap loop if I do, but I kind of, maybe I will use my bigger one. Let's see, because I kind of want this one to be, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut this piece off of this and make a loop, a little wrapped loop. Now the leaf I probably will go ahead and attach on with a jump ring just because it's kind of got a thick opening there. And it'll need room to move. It'll need a jump ring. So go ahead and wrap this around. I didn't leave myself much room. This is, I could have done it with wire, but I really just didn't want to. So went ahead and just wrap it around like this. Take your pliers, you can take your pliers and scooch this piece up so that it's kind of underneath there. There we go, just like that. Close it up. Okay. Now, let me attach the leaf on with the jump ring, like I said. Yeah, the leaf is kind of, I mean, it's got a thick opening there, so you really do kind of need a jump ring to make it dangle well. Just so it doesn't get, I don't like things to get bound up. Like these are kind of bothering me, and I may go back and jump ring all of them because they're kind of getting a little bit bound up. They're not just flowing freely, and I like everything to flow freely. All right, here's a jump ring. Let's use this one. I'm just going to attach the leaf with the jump ring. Okay. And then, what do I want to do? I'm going to do the bicone, then some chips. Yeah, I kind of want to make this one continuous piece for some reason. I don't even know why, but I do. I'm going to do another bicone. And then a few more chips. Let's see what we've got here. I'm trying to find ones that are drilled pretty well in the middle. A lot of them are drilled over on the edge, and I don't really want to use those. Okay. Right about there. We'll do another bicone. Another chip. Let's see this purple one. Probably need another kind of flatter chip, and then my gold bead. Okay, and then our gold spacer. I'm doing a gold spacer on the top of all of them just for continuity's sake. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to make my wrapped loop, and it's going to be a small wrapped loop. I am going to try to do a wrapped loop though. It's going to be a tiny one. Okay, up and over and around. Yeah, it'll be little, but even if you just get one wrap around, as long as it's on there securely, you're good. There we go. And just tuck it around. Okay. Now I'm going to hang this one on, and again, I'm not going to worry really about the bottom leaves being straight yet. We'll do that here in just a second. Okay. But I just wanted, mainly I'm trying to just get the way that it's going to hang and make sure it's like I want it, and that is. Okay, so now we need to go back up the other side with our other links. So go ahead and get all your other links back up the other side and come on back. Okay, so we're back with our focal, and I've got all of my pieces hung on with the spacers in between. I really think this turned out really good. I'm liking it. So I lied to you guys though. You're going to need 4 crimp tubes and 4 clamshell covers, and I don't know why that I did not think that through, but yeah, you do. You need 4 crimp tubes, 4 clamshell covers, because we've got to attach this chain in 2 different places, or 4 different places, or close it off in 4 different places. Okay, so anyway, all right, so now we're going to make the loop on the other end of our focal piece. So same thing that we did before. You just take this, bend it at a 90-degree angle. Take your round nose pliers. Try to do it in about the same place you did your other loop on the pliers, so it's about the same size. Up, over, and around, and it's a little hard to get around sometimes when you've got stuff on here, but you can take your other pliers if you want and kind of pull it like this to get it around really good. And still your loop may be wonky, you may have to fix it here in a minute, but that's okay, we can do that. Okay, make sure he is staying up in there. That little guy's wanting to come down the wire, and go ahead and wrap. I think my loop is quite a bit bigger than my other loop, unfortunately, and my wraps are not going to be as neat, but it's going to be okay. I'm keeping this necklace anyway, so if I was selling it, I might have to fix that, but I'm just going to keep this one because I love mookaite so much. I love it. And I like these feather charms too. I don't really wear a lot of gold, or usually wear a lot of gold jewelry, but I'm really liking these color combos here. It's very fall. Okay, so just wrap it around enough times. You want it tight. You don't want it, you know, you don't want your stuff flopping around on there. So I went around about 3 times, the same as the other side. I'm going to cut this off. And here is our focal. Yeah. Okay, so now what we need to do is we really need to make sure that these 2 loops right here are facing the same direction. So just take your pliers, hold one, grab the other one. So if I want this one to be up and down, I need to grab this one and just twist it to where it matches the first one. So just turn it up and down as well while holding the other one still. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to lay this out and kind of look at my leaves. Now the way to get your pieces with your leaves straight, don't do that with your cutters, that would be very bad. So you can take this and you can hold it at the top and then look at your leaf, and if it's sideways, take your pliers and just holding the one at the top, twist the bottom one until your leaf is straight on there, okay? But I kind of like to get my necklace put together first before I do that, just because things may twist around a little or change around a little, okay? So, all right, that's looking pretty good though. Now we're gonna connect our chain. So I've got my Coriana chain. It's about 26 inches. I'm going to fold it in half. So even up these two ends, and I'm just gonna cut it right in the middle. I've already measured this on myself, how long I want it to be, so you'll need to do that for your own self as well, okay? This is pretty. Some of these you may need to straighten. Some of the links, just straighten them out so they're hanging straight. Okay, now we're going to take our Coriana chain. We're going to put it through the clamshell cover. We're going to take our crimp bead. We're going to insert it onto the chain. And you just need the crimp bead on the very end of your chain here. And I'm just going to flatten it with my pliers. It doesn't have to be crimped like normal, because all it's doing is holding your clamshell connector on. Okay, so just flatten it down, close your clamshell up, just like that. Okay, and we're going to do this with the other piece as well. So put this through the bottom of your clamshell, take your little crimp bead or tube, whatever you've got, go ahead and put it in here, and just crimp it down. All it is a stopper to keep your chain from coming out of your clamshell. So just pull on it, make sure it's tight and snug, and then you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to close this up. Sometimes it's easier to do it with your fingers. Make sure it's closed good. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a couple of my smaller jump rings and I'm going to hook it right onto this piece across the middle piece, my focal piece, onto the links there, or little loops. Not necessarily links, they're loops. I'm kind of brain dead today. Chris and I are on a diet, a new diet, and I am hungry, and it's like I can't think straight. So here we go. We're really both just trying to lose some weight, so we've really been watching what we eat, trying to eat really healthy, cut back on carbs, that kind of thing. But my body is not accustomed to eating so healthy, so I've been having trouble focusing. I think it'll get better after a few days. I know it does. Like, you know, you kind of get your focus back. It's like your body goes into withdrawals, and you get your focus back, but man, the few days until you get it back is rough. Okay, so there's that side. Now I'm just going to attach the other side on, hopefully a little bit easier than that side was. That little jump ring was kind of a terror to work with. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. Please. Why are these so difficult? Because I need my precision pliers, and there we go. Okay. So there are our two sides. Now, if you wanted to bead on these sides, you definitely could. I don't want to. I think I just want to leave it plain. I kind of like it just without too much going up the sides because it's pretty busy through here. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And I am going to hold it up and measure it and make sure it's where I want it. And it's kind of long, so I'm going to cut probably 2 inches off of each side of my chain here, because it's really too long. Actually, yeah, it's more like 3 inches or 4 inches. But yeah, it's way too long. I want this to be up higher because it's, you know, it's more of a statement piece. Okay, so that's pretty good. So after I cut that, just in case you're wondering, I have 9 inches, a little over 9 on each side. So it is going to be a pretty short necklace, but I want it to be that way. All right, now we're just going to finish it. So we're going to take our clamshell, again, same thing as before, put it on, put your crimp bead on here. Whoops. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, crimp him down. Bring my clamshell up. And close it. Okay, same on the other side. Whoops. I don't know if y'all heard that explosion. Fort Bragg has been busy today. They've been doing all kinds of stuff. There have been helicopters flying over and lots of explosions. Okay. Alrighty, now let's put our toggle on. So we're just going to take a couple of our jump rings and just attach it. Literally, that's all we're going to do. Super simple. And then I'm going to model this necklace. I don't usually do that. I've been kind of shy about it, but everybody seems to like it when I do. And I did a live earlier today, so my hair's fixed. Or sort of fixed. So I'm going to model this necklace here in just a second. And I'll be able to show you how it lays. Even though I have a purple tie-dyed shirt on, I'm not sure how well that's going to go with this necklace, but you'll get the general idea. So let me just get this on. I'm having trouble today with these little jump rings for sure. They are giving me problems. Probably need to move up to a 6mm, but I really like the small ones. Okay, close that up. Same thing over here. I love this moo kite. I think it's so beautiful. Close this up. All right, and here is our toggle. Perfect. Okay, so let me set the camera up and put this thing on, and I will be right back. Okay, so here we have the necklace, and like I said, I'm not sure about the purple tie-dyed shirt with it, but I like the necklace really well. I think it turned out pretty anyway. So here's how it lays. And yeah, I really like this. I definitely would not wear a shirt like this with it. I would wear something brown or maybe even black would be pretty with it, but it turned out pretty beautiful. Moo kite you really can't go wrong with. And I like the way all the leaves dangle. It's a pretty good statement piece. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, I think it was a pretty fun necklace. Bargain Bead Box has done a great job this month. I love the box this month. So there will be more tutorials. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, so here's the necklace on a form and away from my tie-dyed shirt. So you can see it on the black, and it does look a lot better on the black, but yeah, that's it. I like it. I like the way it hangs. I think it turned out really pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You want your belly rubbed? Is that it? Oh, look at her. Look at her little new vest. She's got her new vest on. Yeah. Get you. Get you. She got her missing bottom tooth there that she had to have pulled. Check her out. And she needs her other teeth cleaned, don't you? What are you doing? Huh? Are you a good girl? You're a good girl, aren't you? Tell him you're about 9 years old. Yep. Oh, is your vest coming off? Your vest is coming off your leg. Oh my goodness. There we go. Get that leg back through there. Don't bite it. Silly.